Some people are always lucky in this world. There is a lady in Nairobi who is likely to become the next governor for Nairobi. She never had any political interest. She never aspired to be a governor of the biggest city in East and Central Africa. This lady currently works with the Nairobi County government as a chief officer for disaster management. The lady is called Kananu Mwenda. She was born in Embu in 1980. And the only thing standing between Kananu Mwenda and the Nairobi governorship is Lady Justice Mumbi Ngugi. For those who follow the politics in this country, Makwiny Sonko was arrested and was charged last year in December. And the court fined him, and he was barred from accessing his offices. That was in December. Then in January, Makwiny Sonko shocked the entire country by nominating Kananu Mwenda as the nominee for the Nairobi deputy governor. He actually submitted the name to the speaker. And during that particular time, Nordin Haji went to court to challenge that. But he actually threatened to go to court. But I'm not sure whether he went to court. Now let me just read for you the letter nominating Kananu. The letter is dated 6th January and was received by Speaker Lachi the same time. Nominee for the position of deputy governor. In March 2018, the Supreme Court of Kenya gave an advisory regarding the nomination of the deputy governor once a vacancy occurs, as has been the case of Nairobi County government. Notably, there was a legal vacuum then, which had not been cured to this day, to provide for a clear framework for the replacement of a deputy governor. This is a position the Senate concurred with when I appeared before the Senate Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relationship in April 2019. Since then, the Senate found necessity to embark on the amendment of the County Government Act to cure this lacuna. The bill is currently before the Mediation Committee of the Senate and the National Assembly and is yet to become law. However, the complexity of the situation in Nairobi became more intricate following my arraignment in court in December 2019 and the subsequent bail term, amongst other things, requiring me as the governor to stay out of office until the determination of the matter. Given the foregoing, and in the interest of ensuring stability at the Kenya's capital city and the largest county by economy and population, I do hereby nominate Kananu Mwenda to the position of the deputy governor. This decision is in line with Article 185 of the Constitution of Kenya and the Supreme Court advisory of March 2018. I therefore humbly urge the Assembly to expedite the process. I therefore humbly urge the Assembly to expedite the vetting process of the said nominee for the purposes of appointment, as per the provisions of the County Government Act, Section 8(1)(a). As a law-abiding citizen, I will continue to abide by the bail terms granted to me and to ensure that the operations of the county are not affected in any way, to guarantee the great people of Nairobi uninterrupted services. Lastly, I wish to call upon the honorable members of the county assembly and all members of staff of the Nairobi City county government to continue doing their part in serving the residents. God bless you. Now, that was the first step. Then a voter went to the courts with just one prayer. The voter wanted to know whether that particular appointment by Makwiny Sonko was within the law. And that's why I'm saying the only person now standing between Kananu Mwenda and the governor of Nairobi is Lady Justice Mumbi Ngugi.
I, Dr. Mele Joseph, the returning officer for Nairobi City County, do hereby certify that the only one person who is validly nominated for the deputy county governor is one Kananu Mwenda of Langata Estate, of ID number 22428125, who serves as a county chief officer in Nairobi City County.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Thank you so much.
Wish you well.
Thank you.
And all the best in the next process.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Lady Mumbi has been dealing with this matter. And the ruling is expected anytime. And that ruling can only give two outcomes. It can only say that Mike Sonko acted within the law. If it rules like that, then the next step would be for the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi to take the name to the assembly so that assembly can vote. And I'm sure, and I'm going to give the reasons why I think if that's going to be the ruling, I want to give you the reasons why I think the assembly is likely to confirm the name as the next governor. And again, Mumbi Ngugi can rule that Sonko acted outside the law, in which case the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi is then going to act for 90 days. Then after the 90 days, the people of Nairobi are going to be subjected to a by-election to elect a new governor. It's just that simple. So as we speak today, Kananu Mwenda has high chances of becoming the next governor for Nairobi. Noordin Haji argued then that Sonko could not do that because he was barred from office. And that case, I'm going to follow it very closely. But something is convincing me that Kananu Mwenda is going to be your next governor for Nairobi. And that the courts are likely to agree that Makwiny Sonko acted within the law because there's no precedent set before. And one of the problems Mike Sonko has been facing generally is basically the failure to appoint the deputy governor after Polycarp Igathe resigned. But why do I think that the system is going to play balls with the judiciary to ensure that Kananu becomes the next governor for Nairobi? 5 reasons. Number 1, Mike Sonko was impeached last week. And that impeachment was because he was becoming rogue. He was abusing the president, which was not the main thing, but Mike Sonko refused to sign the 37 billion budget, effectively crippling down the operations of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services. Nairobi Metropolitan Services is a project of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And Uhuru Kenyatta is in a handshake with Raila Odinga. The two guys control the County Assembly of Nairobi. So basically what it meant was that Mike Sonko was living at their mercy. They could do to Sonko anything they wanted. Like assuming today, if Raila was not with Uhuru Kenyatta, then ODM MCAs probably would have been forced not to impeach Sonko. And you can refer to my previous videos because I was very clear that the Sonko impeachment was actually engineered, executed, and sanctioned by President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. So Kananu Mwenda is going to be installed as the governor. And then immediately, her first role is going to approve this budget. She will just append her signature. Atakuwa approved there today, sworn in, then the next step akiingia kwa ofisi, atapata the budget kwa table. And by that, she shall have actually achieved what Mike Sonko denied these people. And I strongly believe that because of that 37 billion budget, these guys are likely to allow Kananu Mwenda to take over office. So that's number one. The second reason is these guys are not keen on a by-election in Nairobi. The other day, but one, I did a video on possible people who can replace Mike Movie Sonko. Should Mumbi Ngugi rule that Sonko acted outside the law? So many people in that case are going to go for the election. But do you think Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga would want to subject Kenyans to a by-election in Nairobi and a referendum? You know, Nairobi is not an ordinary county. I don't think the drafter of the constitution also understood that conducting a by-election for governors is not easy. So they put it mandatory for the running mate, for the deputy governor to take over. But here we are in a situation where the government is likely to go for a by-election. So for them to avoid that, they must pursue this option of influencing the judiciary to rule that Sonko just acted within the law. Then once that is done, then Kananu is going to be effectively made the governor. Then from there, Nairobi will now go back to normal. But because Anne is not a politician, they'll do with her whatever they want. So Anne is going to help them because already in Nairobi, Major Badi is now in charge. That's the reality. So even if you bring Peter Kenneth, even if you bring who, still will work under the leadership of Badi. So that's number two. They don't want to go for a by-election. Number three is going to allow them now the opportunity to appoint the deputy governor. Kananu is not going to succumb. I mean, it's not going to oppose the system. She's just going to be there. So these guys are going to usher her in, help her assume office. They're going to bring a deputy governor, at least just the way they did with the speaker. People are going to come up. Once everybody is up there, the names are up there, then they'll bring their guy. So Uhuru and Raila will sit down, waseme, no, wacha tuweke huyu. Hata kama ni Dennis Waweru, hata kama ni another lady, but the next deputy governor is going to be their guy. Then the assembly is going to approve. Then this person is now going to run Nairobi together with the party. And atakuwa na bendera inatoka wiu akienda akiingia ofisi na kusign documents, because the fact is Kananu Mwenda cannot afford to oppose the system. Number three, why I think the system is likely to go with this option is because of the legal challenge Mike Sonko subjected the people of Nairobi. If Mike Sonko had appointed a deputy governor, today probably would have been sworn in or should have been sworn in. But Mike Sonko ensured there was no deputy governor. At some point, we didn't have a speaker in Nairobi. So Nairobi was just Nairobi. So to fix all those, these guys are going to allow Anne to take over. So that in future, any other governor will not attempt, because Mike Sonko had a strategy with the deputy governor. He wanted to delay that so that, because the first time he appointed Miguna could not be allowed. Then I think at some point he also appointed someone and he's been just playing around with it. Because there was that legal challenge. So by appointing this lady, they're going to deal with that. And Nairobi is going to go back to normal. And lastly, I'm sure these guys would want to rearrange Nairobi. And what a better option than Anne Kananu, a lady who doesn't harbor any political interest. She was not interested, I'm sure, in serving as a governor. Mike Sonko was just trying to gamble so that people were going to reject. And now the lady will be there. Then it means for the next, how many months to the next election, the lady will be there, but these guys will now start plotting for Nairobi. Who is going to be the governor? Who is going to be the deputy governor? Who is going to take Senate? While that lady is there. It would have been difficult for Mike Sonko if he was still the governor and these guys trying to arrange Nairobi. It would not have been possible. So after his exit, then these guys can easily arrange Nairobi politics. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts on this particular matter. Thank you guys. And in my next video, I want to look at something which happened yesterday in Kakamega during the burial of Justice Murunga, Boni Alwale, and Rashid Echesa. Rashid was very clear that Boni Alwale tried to use that funeral to obtain money from the family. In politics, nothing just happens like that. What was the political objectives and what are these guys fighting over? So I've done my research and that's my next video. Hopefully before the end of the day today. Thank you guys and please may you have a good day.